Throughout this year, I have built an incredible set of golf clubs. Through testing, through playing, and just general vibes, I think these are the best golf clubs released this year. But what's even better is I'm going to be giving some of these clubs away. To find out when, why, make sure you stay tuned to the end of this video. But also, why get rid of them? Why get rid of these amazing golf clubs? So every year I do a Build My Bag series where I pit different clubs against each other for a spot in my bag. And I'm really excited about doing this series once more. It allows me to tell you some of the best clubs that are coming out, to give you all the information that you need alongside my normal reviews. January next year is going to be no different. There are so many club drops happening. It means by the end of the Build My Bag series every year, I can turn around and say things to you like the best fairway woods of 2022 are the Stealth Plus 3 wood from TaylorMade and the G425 Max from Ping. The Stealth Plus 3 wood for me was actually in some ways more impressive than the Stealth Driver release. This thing goes like an absolute rocket, but it also launches really high, so it's great off the fairway and it's great off the tee. So we've got titanium on the face, we've got steel on the bottom, and we've got carbon to save weight from the crown. This is an explosive combination. And what surprised me about the Stealth is how much I enjoyed the feel. Talking of which, the second fairway wood, the Ping G425 Max, also is a fantastic feeling golf club. So I've got the G425 Max in a 7 wood. I've been chopping and changing it a little bit with a 2-iron depending on the golf course, but for me this is the one that spent the most time in the bag. But on a serious point, obviously I am recommending the Ping G425. However, I would highly advise anybody really to start getting a 7 wood and a 5 wood in their bags if possible. Using a higher lofted fairway wood can be absolutely transformative to a lot of people's game. The G425, it does a few things really well. So it pushes weight to the back of the club head. It's quite a low and deep CG, helping the ball launch high in the air. It feels very solid, and it's also got a very shallow profile. It means it looks easy to get underneath the ball. So that means out of tricky situations and dodgy lies, it's actually very confidence inspiring. I've hit this club on so many occasions this year when I've been under pressure, and it's never let me down. I'm so sorry to interrupt this video, but I've just received some shocking news. It appears that over 50% of you aren't actually subscribed to the channel, so make sure you do that now, because I have some fantastic videos coming up. I do not want you to miss out on Tech Month especially. Now, both these fairway woods I haven't actually been fitted for. I did, however, get fitted for these incredible Adele wedges and putter. Now, I'm not gonna lie, these wedges feel nice. They spin an appropriate amount, but I can kind of say that for really most of the premium wedges out there on the market today. Just lost the ball through the bounce. Good divot there. What was impressive about these Adele wedges was the fitting process that we went through. So we had a couple of goes. The first at Stockport, that got aborted due to absolutely torrential and horrendous weather. The second one down at Purley Downs Golf Club, that was fantastic. So the whole process of tuning the weights in the back of the club head to my swing specifics, to getting the grind on these wedges absolutely perfect for turf interaction, all these things really made the fitting an amazing experience. And it was the same for the putter as well. I don't think I've ever quite been for a putter fitting like this. Normally what you would do with a putter is buy a putter and then try and build a really good stroke around it. What the Adele fitting showed was that my stroke, I aim a little bit right and I kind of pull the putt back to the target. So what we went through in the fitting was actually building a putter around that stroke characteristic. Like the actual look of the putter, the feel of the putter, I like it, but I don't love it. However, it really is one of the most consistent putters I've used, and that is all down to the amazing fitting process. So that is my real recommendation from this section of the video. If you do have the possibility, get yourself fit for every club, including putter and wedges. Talking about an amazing fitting process, the Titleist Performance Centre at Woburn is just absolutely spectacular, and I was pretty determined this year to get really honed and fitted for a set of irons which were perfect for me. I was fitted into the T100S, so a fully forged iron. They're a little bit stronger in loft, but they feel great, they launch higher, and they actually power through the air. Talking about beautiful, what an amazing little spot. This is a reddish here, like a little winter wonderland. I have lost my ball, however, and I have no intention of going in the river to find it. This is another serious point here. My grips for this year. So these are Jumbo Max grips. Now, I started using these after we did a video on why Bryson was using them. He's using the absolute massive cricket bat size ones. These are more of a badminton racket. And I started to use them. I like the feeling of a thicker grip anyway. But if you've been following my channel for any number of years, you'll know that I struggled massively with my wrists. You know, last year really, I hit more than 24 balls and I couldn't practice for days. Since I've stuck these grips on, I have not had any issues and really any pain within my wrists or my hands. It might just be a coincidence, but it's a good thing which has happened. So I am definitely 100% going to be carrying on using these next year, no matter what. So they still feel a little bit strange around the greens, but off the tee, oh, smash that. Rather annoyingly, that perfect segue was ruined by the fact that I've not put those grips on my new shafts yet. So I've got a load of these Ventus shafts through, and these are going to be the core of driver testing next year. So I've got this shaft in every single type of head combination, so I can use exactly the same shaft for all the reviews throughout 2023. It should really level the playing field, allow me to deliver really good information to you guys. So the driver in my bag, and probably the biggest surprise of the year for me in many respects, is the Callaway Rogue ST LS Triple Diamond. Still, I think, the worst name of a driver throughout the year, but the performance is unreal. So when the Rogue ST driver series came out at the start of the year, I was very underwhelmed. Like, there was nothing new in this driver really. It had all been done before, and Callaway pretty much said as much, and they were really thinking along the lines of they're going to take all the technology that they've done so far, refine it, hone it, stick it in a driver and see what happens. Now the ST Max version of this driver, unbelievably forgiving, even more forgiving than the G425 Max. For me, it's probably the most forgiving driver in golf right now. And the Triple Diamond is the low spinning version, but even this has a lot more forgiveness than I would expect out of a club that just absolutely annihilates the golf ball. Now we all know that driver tech really over the last few years has just been inching along, incremental improvements. I am excited about some of the clubs which are coming next year. Is there going to be anything really transformative? Is there going to be anything really new? Yes, there is. So stay tuned. Talking about new, look at this bag. Doesn't it feel like we're in outer space? So this is from Oggio. I'm testing out a few bags at the moment. I think this is going to be my bag going into 2023 or some kind of similar design. There are some really funky ones. We've got FootJoy gloves, got shot scope for all my rangefinder, GPS technology. Ball wise, I've been shifting in and out of a few different ones this year. I've not really done a build my bag video on it in 2022, so that will happen in 2023. At the moment, I'm using these Vice balls with the Seahawk logo on. So which of these clubs should we give away? How about we go irons and wedges? Irons and wedges. So if you want to be part of this giveaway, make sure you wallop that like button. Let's get this to 8,000 likes. That will activate the giveaway, and also be a subscriber to the channel. As mentioned, over half of you watching this are currently not. So stay tuned to my socials, because that's where I'll do an announcement of when and where this giveaway is going to be taking place. Also for the Build My Bag series of 2022, here's a playlist, a full rundown of the fittings, all the reviews that I've done for you to peruse at your leisure.